So on today's episode, we take a look at the redesign of the Naira notes. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Governor Emefiele, on October 26, 2022, announced the new Naira note, which would be introduced to replace the current 200, 500, and 1,000 Naira notes. Emefiele said the redesign will take effect from Thursday, December 15, 2022. He also said that the existing note would cease to be regarded as a legal tender by January 31, 2023. Here, however, are 4 reasons the CBN decided to redesign the Naira note. 1. The Naira note was redesigned to address the issue of individuals who have made currency fraud their main source of income. People who have hidden money they have stolen, for instance, would either find a way to change it or taking the money out, or would not need it given the change in the value of the Naira. The currency change also aimed to deal a fatal blow to the growing kidnapping and ransom industry. 3. The change in the note is also said to aid in lowering the rates of inflation. The last but not the least is the change in the Naira note would also be intended to control the amount of money in circulation. Now, Sam, looking at all of these 4 points that we are listed out as regards the reason that propelled the CBN Governor Emefiele to take this drastic decision on redesigning the Naira note, particular emphasis for me is about the fact that it will really curb this issue of kidnap and ransom industry, as they put it, because looking at the word kidnap and ransom industry, that speaks to me like it's a business on its own, especially in that particular space. But what's your take on it, by the way?
Yeah, let me start with the industry thing. Yes, it is true, because it's becoming more like a cartel.
Of course.
You know, so to speak, an industry that has so many people who are really, really into this business
and profiting from it.
Because they've seen it to be very lucrative, very, very lucrative. In fact, when you hear the humongous amount, sometimes these people demand. Okay, just yesterday I was watching the news when I heard the news anchor made emphasis on the amount these kidnappers were demanding from the Chinese that were abducted. I was like, my goodness, has it gotten to that level? I'm talking about 500 million Naira.
500 million?
Million.
Wow, that's a staggering sum.
So it is really a cartel. It is really an organized system.
That's the word I was, waiting for you to mention. Yes. It's an organized thing.
Yes, because the kind they of people know definitely that no matter that amount, they will get it. And they know how they get it. So it's an organized system. So it is better for us to just know how to deal with this. If not, in fact, they are going to overwhelm us. They are ready and prepared for this deal. So going back to the redesign, let's not, go off the discussion for the day. Looking at the redesigning of the currency, in fact, if you listen to Nigerians, what they are saying about all of this is really laughable. I've listened to economists, I've listened to accountants, I've listened to socialites, I've listened to the common Nigerians. What are their perspectives? What do they think about this redesigning? You'll really be shocked at what Nigerians are saying.
Is it getting acceptance from the people, or they're turning it down?
Nobody is accepting it, that it is a good move for the CBN.
Why?
In fact, the CBN has not genuinely come out to tell us the truth behind this move. They keep telling us that it's going to curb, crime such as insecurity, kidnapping, and the rest. It's going to combat or counterfeiting of our currency. It's going to help,
especially with inflation,
politicians who have stockpiled this money to bring it out or put it in the bank, because if not, you're going to run loss of this money, because definitely you need to get the latest design, instead of the current one you're having, and all of that. There is no way any of this decision will tackle any of this problem. Talking about the kidnapping of a thing, are you aware just a couple of days when it came on air that a kidnapper who had some people or some persons in their custody told them to bring a very staggering amount, and that's not enough. They told them that any money you're bringing must be in the recent currency, in the recent redesigning of the note.
That begs for the question. So how much is the availability of such currency in the market?
I'm coming there.
If they're asking for the new Naira note.
Just a moment. The question again is, if CBN is saying that the redesigning will tackle all of these, vices, I'm talking about the kidnapping. How is it doing that when the kidnappers are already updated regarding the latest currency in town? They are asking the families of this victim, bring the new note and not the old note if you're bringing that same amount. Now the question is, right now the new note is a little bit limited in terms of circulation. In fact, if you go to the bank now, you're demanding to get some certain amount
you
of
still
money.
have to go
They will mix it up.
Oh.
No, they will mix it up because central bank has accepted the fact that this new note is not so much in the market, in circulation. So Nigerians should bear with them.
Regarding the redesigning of the Naira notes, well, particularly me, I would say it's a big fraud of the highest order.
It's a good idea, but I feel it's an idea that is in a rush.
It's very, very okay. Perfectly okay.
I think my answer would be a yes and a no.
Which one be say new money? Money go to spend money say new money. Eh?
My opinion is that I wish CBN will have taken enough time before bringing it into circulation in such a way that we have enough of it in the central bank, in such a way that there won't be too much tension in trying to eradicate or do away with the old notes, so that people that have it can still have opportunity to spend it, just like what US is doing, or what UK is doing rather, as they are rebranding their own particular currency.
I think it's the major achievement that this government have achieved to me, because a lot of politicians have hoarded the money without allowing the money to be in circulations. And by changing the currency soundly, I think it is something that the government has done very well. And Emefiele has achieved a great things.
Looking at the Naira notes, the new Naira notes introduced to Nigerians, it's one, look at the texture. It doesn't look good.
If you look at the policy of the CBN, I think what they are trying to do is, because of the corruption in the system, the way people have looted the way people have actually been siphoning the Naira and keeping it, stocking it somewhere. And you agree with me that over the time, because of the new policy, people are beginning to see where people keep money. They start Naira notes in containers, septic tanks, and everywhere. So in that regard, I would say the CBN did a great job by coming up with that. So they are worried because they believe with this new policy, there is no way they won't bring out the money or probably want to take it to the bank.
The other day I give person 500. I mistake. I think that 200 self come. I know it's not 500. I give person. The person go give me change back. Say, bro, stake. I say, 500 because it don't change our eyes. No, we know 200, 1,000 of this thing. So please, make them go back to the farm money. Who they grow up, who see how it be. I beg.
Well, basically, I don't think it's going to reduce the inflation. There's no way it's going to reduce inflation, because in the long run, it's going to reduce money in circulation. And when there's reduction in money circulation, definitely it automatically brings inflation.
When you even talk of inflation also, too much of money in circulation means that a lot of people are holding money. They are now using it to buy a few goods. They are using money to buy a few items. So automatically, by government retrieving the money from there, it is going to control inflation.
The currency redesigned and inflation, it is two different things, my brother.
The reason why I would say a no to it is because I believe with the new Naira notes now, it looks pretty fake to me.
The new notes introduced to us, looking at it, the original look fake.
No, 100% they should not back down. Some of my friends will argue with that. They should not back down. They should continue with it. Make sure that they continue. How will you withdraw money more than 20K in a day? What are you using money to do?